before you feel them. The Vitals app on Apple Watch. iPhone XS or later required. The Vitals app is for wellness purposes only and not for medical use.
Okay. Now, we have to address their weapons. Their weapons are soft drinks. I know it's crazy, but it says in the Bible they will turn their tools into weapons. So this is their weapon.
I know.
Okay? Now, I want you to watch how it goes.
I know.
Watch it closely right here.
I am.
That's how they handle the weapon. Watch out. That's a weapon right here. The reason why is because it affects you. Now, grabbing this right here. I know what I'm talking about.
Be careful.
Now, this goes right here. Because of this, you have to work with this weapon. And what you want to do is push this down here. Take this on this one, take the whole thing to them.
I will.
And then take it out or take this out. I would take it out one by one. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes
sense. Okay. That way you'll have, and do not put it on your shoulder. I'll help you with this one. All right? And so we'll fight against their weapons. Shows the sidewalk, but not the door.
And so I partly want to find a way, I don't know if this is possible, to ease them into Lynch. So that also takes Mulholland Drive off the options for me, because that is just so dense. Again, one of his best, but so dense. Twin Peaks, the pilot, yeah, but they kind of have to commit to at least that first season, I think. I'm speaking of blind spots. I'm going to do it, Adam. I'm going to watch Twin Peaks the season now. We watched that pilot when we did the bonus episode.
Yeah.
I meant to get to it, never did. This is when it's going to happen.
I forget that you haven't seen the series.
Yeah, we're going to start. We're starting this week. I think, and I don't know if this is easy on anybody into Lynch, but it also appeals to my chronological instincts here.
I knew
Go
you
with Eraserhead.
might pick Eraserhead, even though
Eraserhead.
I fear Eraserhead would scare people off more than Blue Velvet, Josh.
Really?
I had to work up to Eraserhead.
I'm going to reset. Watch your apps.
Yeah.
It's okay. Just give it a note.
I had a fake fireplace on.
Looking ahead to 2025. We'll finally get to our first 2025 film next week on the show, but to some of the buzz around the movie, and I say that, and I want to be clear.
Right here.
With Johnny Greenwood.
4,200.
The IndieWire story about this film
let me see it real quick. Yeah.
It's supposed to be contemporary.
By the customer is to leave the order at the door.
And also, there's talk of it being, whatever this means exactly, Josh, his most commercial.
According to this, it's saying that it's up here. Some of these addresses, that's part of the fight too. So you're looking for double zeros. Hold that right there. Yeah, these are double zeros right here. That's double zeros. Now, what you want to do is verify that. You can clearly see the address right there.
I can't.
Yeah, that's the one. 100%. All right. Do they have drinks? Or is
All in a bag.
It's, okay, yeah. It's McDonald's is the only one that does it right when it comes to packing. They put it all in a bag, soft drinks and everything. It's beautiful. Those soft drinks, man, I'm telling you, when I'm Commander-in-Chief, I'm going to free a lot of people from that. Where they're going to have to be sealed drinks for sanitary reasons. They cannot torture people with these soft drinks once I'm Commander-in-Chief. I know it sounds crazy, but it's going to be a law, all right? Because of what I had to go through, God showed me how to help the country. Because it's just, I know it sounds like a little thing, but it's the little things in life that make a big difference. Let me get a photo of this. All right, got it?
Yes, this is the one where it asks you 3 questions.
Okay.
Like, what was on
right.
you there? Take a
Right.
picture. Where did you leave it?
Were you able to?
Yes.
All right. This is going towards Panda again.
It's getting that IMAX release. Huge budget behind this film. Even though his movies in the past they've been successful, they've certainly all been critically lauded.
Category of filmmaker. This one, A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey. It's reuniting him with After Yang star Colin Farrell, another impeccable taste actor when you think about it in this most recent phase of his career, actually. Also features Margot Robbie and Phoebe Waller-Bridge. The plotline here, an imaginative tale of 2 strangers and the unbelievable journey that connects them. That's about all we have. Sure.
Where, Colin?
All right, it's the other wing. It's the same wing stop.
Same Wingstop?
Yeah. Yeah, here's the Captain D's. You never really come across these at all. It's also an area that had a lot of birds. I don't know if it still does, though.
Birds?
Yeah.
Did you say birds?
Yeah.
Birds?
Birds like birds that you fly in the air. Okay, what I would do if they're going to give you these drinks, I would put them in the flat carrier, is my opinion. If you can, the flat drink carrier, and transfer them over. But I don't know. They just don't seem to balance on those 2 carrier. You know, the ones that have the handle. I would just put them on the one that has the 4 square carriers. It's better. I think they might have them at Wingstop. I didn't show it, but Linda spilled a milkshake, and I just went into shock at that point. It's because the type of carrier that has the handle on it, it fell through the bottom of that. So luckily we were able to save one of the milkshakes, but it's just what happens. Wingstop didn't have milkshakes, but it was a Jack in the Box order. So that's what happens. It's tough. It's a tough business. But there's no business like show business. About what's going on right now in society. We don't really go to the grocery store. I mean, I need to lose weight anyway, but like we're looking at food pantries and writing down schedules, because you know you got to keep the schedule in a food pantry. We'll go to the grocery store, but literally we only buy a handful of groceries, and that's how my life's been most of my life anyway. There was a time I had a Lone Star card where we could go and buy steak. We don't have that anymore. So if we get a good taco or a good bite of anything that has protein in it, watch out, because we'll make a better film. We'll make a better YouTube vlog or whatever it is you want to call it. I think it's cinema, but you know, I call it anti-cinema because I don't have a boom mic. I don't have a film crew. But that doesn't mean that I don't have a script, really. I have a script, kind of. It's more of a novel that I'm writing. But it's not going to be turned into a movie. What we do is, it's about the process. If the story happens, the story happens. But I like the process of filmmaking. I like the process of vlogging. That's why I do it, if you want to know. They're like, why are you doing this? Well, I like the process of it. I like to point the camera at things. Here comes Linda. I like to tell my story, and then I like the upload process. I like the editing thing, how it's laid out. I like to tell a story. That's why I played the guitar, because I like the strings. You know, I like the music, if you can know how to make the music. But I like the way the strings feel on my fingers, and I like how the guitar looks and behaves, you know, in your hand. I like the way the camera is. I like the way the story is. I like the magic. You know, filmmaking's all about magic. Capturing reality, and then I like to lay it out and see if there's a story there. A lot of times there's not a story, and I'm sorry, I apologize, but we're going through some hard times right now, so these may be really important vlogs that come to you, you know, from the Please Subscribe show. Anyway, we're headed off to drop food at your doorstep.
Hey.
The wings stop again. But they went up.
Good. That's fine. It's going around.
And we're only 0.8 around. Okay, I got it.
Bound to get apartment.
Right. Back again.
The movies are Blue Moon and Nouvelle Vague, and they're both supposed to come out this year, and maybe even around the same time, or at least right at central audiences around the same time.
Russia defined by violence and cruelty. Writing about Andrei Rublev last year on the Reveal as part of their series dedicated to the Sight and Sound Top 100, Keith Phipps wrote that scene for the first time. He was thinking of the scene until a scene that helped clarify what Tarkovsky might be after. That the film is about, quote, Rublev's artistic development and the development of his soul. So, Adam, we're coming off, I would say, a relatively straightforward start to this marathon. That's 1961's World War II set Ivan's childhood.
In May. That really changed the history of cinema. This film
is actually
was supposed to be Godard, Luc Godard's latest, mostly, at least will be seen by a pair of draft.
Okay, so what he's going to talk about right here, Richard Linklater, I say Linklater, some say Letter, but he's making a biopic about Jean-Luc Godard making Breathless. So Truffaut may be in it, Robert Bresson may be in it and stuff. This is going to be like a black and white film that he's making. So this is going to be a great little thing. And this is a big stretch for Richard Linklater. I want to do the same type of movie. I want to do a movie about the making of Eraserhead, about David Lynch's Eraserhead. Reason why is because I got all these facts about it that came out of nowhere. Weird things that happened, like he picked up some crew member somewhere. I don't know if it was the airport or where, but he drove, there was a driver. Lynch had a driver, a guy that would drive around. And these guys had this conversation, and the guy started talking in a high-pitched voice. I mean, this is like some weird stuff went on in Eraserhead. But this was during the making of Eraserhead. It took 5 years to make. I wanted to do a biopic about that movie, about David Lynch and him making Eraserhead. And Peter Ivers. Peter Ivers got killed. I even want to put that in the film. Yeah, Peter Ivers' head was bashed in with a hammer.
The customer requested you leave the order at their door.
Anyway, David Lynch has passed away, so it would be hard to do now that we don't have David Lynch anymore. But these rumors and stuff that are based on what happened with this film is what it's based on. It's based more on rumors, not like published facts. These are rumors, are like around town rumors. Now, he's done a lot of YouTube vlogs and stuff and has talked about Eraserhead personally. What's the number on it? What's it in?
It's 2.6.
2.6, anyway.
Bright light on porch.
But that's what I would, if I had my dream project, it'd be with that, to make a biopic about the making of Eraserhead. David Lynch would be one of the stars. I have to find an actor. What's the number again?
2.6.
Oh, yeah. It's 2.6. You're going to, listen, just walk straight up there. I'll give you some light. Just give me a second. Something David Lynch was very good at was light. His stuff was very dark. Yeah, especially Eraserhead. You said 2.6 though, right?
Yes.
Okay. I got you some light right there. I don't know where you're just gonna walk up right there. Just put it down right there. This is perfect right here. Go for it. It's gonna be in the back. So Lynch did that to smear color. He was a painter. That's what Lynch was. He was a painter. So he would do this stuff in some of his films because it changed the color of how you see things. So he'd move the camera like that, a little jittery. But he was also very good with the camera because he was good. He was a good painter. These were things that AFI knew. But he also did delivery too, yeah. He did do delivery of the newspaper in Los Angeles. He delivered it while he did Eraserhead. This has been going on for 5 years, our vlog. And we have no success. We have zero success, but it has nothing to do with money. And it has nothing to do with success. I don't know what it has to do with. And I don't know where it comes from. All I know is that I have to do it. And that's it. So I do it. It's like a command that I follow. All right, she's laggy, but nothing's perfect. She got the photo. All right, so you did get the photo?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Not the best photo, but it's a fucking photo.
A photo's a photo. A lot of filmmaking, it's just really about photos. About all these photos that are going on. It's just a lot
See, they
of
didn't have
photos.
to frame the picture. I don't care.
All right.
Good enough.
But they always say that. Okay.
Wingstop?
Not bad. It's pretty even.
Wingstop again.
It's the same one?
Yeah.
This is the fourth Wingstop in a row. Boy, they love Wingstop around here, dude. We might as well work for
I
Wingstop.
know, right?
The best thing is to stay secretive. Just pick up the order. Don't say anything. Drop it off. Don't try to make friends. Just do the work. Right. Just do the work. Because it's steady. And we have to have it. Right. So, you know, I know it sounds crazy. You know, you're like, oh, I finally found it. You know, no. It's never that about anything. You don't ever really find it. You don't ever find the shot. You don't find the right sound. Nothing. Listen, in filmmaking, it's all a failure. But you just do it because it's like you're following a command. It's like you just have to do it.
A draft,
And you're
we were
like,
competing.
listen,
I would've
most of
saved it for
everything
later
that I
and pick it.
do, I'm like, I know that's going to fail, but I still do it, you know? So there's no way you can get it right. I think that Lynch, what his thing is about Eraserhead, was he had to get it right. And he cut 20 minutes off the film before releasing it, before showing it to an audience that Mel Brooks happened to attend, right? One of the biggest names in Hollywood at that time, that also made some pretty good films. Mel Brooks was a good filmmaker. He made Young Frankenstein, a bunch of good ones, High Anxiety. I really like Mel Brooks, yeah. But he was there, and next thing you know, I think Mel Brooks is still alive. Next thing you know, David Lynch is getting a call from Mel Brooks, one of the biggest names ever. And he's going to be asked to do Elephant Man right after Eraserhead. So he was only asked, like, he followed Eraserhead because it was like a dream project. It was he originally, sorry, the word is not originally, he originally wanted to do a film called Greenback. And then, well, he did sit down with some people and talk about Red Rocket. No, what was it? No, Red Rocket was a Sean Baker film. We're talking about David Lynch. It was called, I'll have to look at, I saw some of the, was it Red Rocket? No, Rocket. Something Rocket. It was like, I have to dig to find that because of the film Red Rocket, yeah. Thanks, Sean Baker, for ruining everything. It's not Sean Baker's fault. Anyway, it was a film about a small guy that had hair with red hair that stuck up, and he could control electricity. He wanted to make this dream project, and they said no. He never made it. He never got to make it. Not his entire life. He passed away without making it. It was a project that we're going to work on before he died. This was the first thing he did before Eraserhead. And it has the word rocket in it. And I think the other one, I can't think of it right now. Eddie Rocket or something. No. I'll think of it. It's a crazy project I did. Anyway, I think the Eraserhead things would be cool as hell. Yeah, it was called Ronnie Rocket. And yeah, it was a David Lynch film that he pitched, and they said absolutely not. They wouldn't let him do it. He never got to do it. He was going to do it towards the end of his life. But he came up with the idea before Eraserhead. He was going to do Ronnie Rocket. It was about this short little detective guy that could control electricity. And he had a little red hair, and he was like a little guy. And he had red hair that stuck up, and they said no. So then he pitched Eraserhead, and because it had like a family kind of thing, there was like a mother and a father and all this stuff, they kind of looked at it and said, oh yeah, well, we might could gamble with this. And it turned out to be a pretty decent film with decent moral aspects about life, even though it doesn't really make sense. It's kind of a dream. You know, it's kind of like looking at a dream. And no one had that kind of mind in Hollywood. But making it, you know, no one could have like been on set going, oh, we know what's going on here. you know, the actors are like, what are we doing? So, you know, he knew. So that's why they let him direct it and do it. He knew what was going on, but they had no clue. You know, they were like, what is this about? And it's still, even today, when you watch it, you don't know what's going on with Eraserhead. Anyway, but it's just something that happened, you know, that he did. Just like my vlog, it's just something that happened. There was a lot of weird stuff that went on set, because it was what it was extreme freedom that they were not used to dealing with. They had no one monitoring what they were doing, so they had no outside force to tell them what to do. Yeah, so they were driving, and this is one of David Lynch's drivers when he was very young, and the guy picked up another guy, and the guy started talking in a high-pitched squealing voice and was driving really erratically. It was like they were on something. Now, this is a hidden story, and it really happened, and I think Lynch even talked about it in some interviews. And the guy was just like, he was just mumbling stuff that didn't make any sense, and they all were real scared. And this happened, yeah. There was also not a whole lot other things other than Lynch being real meticulous on planning shots, because they only had a little bit of footage. So they had to plan every single shot for the movie to even be made. And so everything was planned out over a period of days, and to get it all right and perfect. So once the camera was rolling, they were all able to get it, you know, down like really quick. That includes the sound, where the actor stood, the actor's hair, which was Jack Nance. Yeah, his hair was all crazy. They had to hairspray his hair up, and they did this over a period of 5 years.
Stop like this. Let that crackly.
It's not that bad.
Even the phone doesn't like it.
It's not that bad of crackling.
Yes, it is. Hurry up, please.
No, it's really not.
Yes, it is.
You really think this is just one?
FedEx.
This is not even a whole
I'm
bag
surprised you hadn't already finished
of
it.
goldfish. It's just one bag of goldfish. It was maybe like, how many crackers goldfish crackers they put
That's
in there?
120 calories.
All right, there you go. There's your 120 calories.
Probably, let's see. Watch out for the chart. 28 grams, 130 calories, 4.5 grams of fat. 28 grams, y'all, is 1 ounce. So 28 grams is 1 ounce.
All right.
So say if it was a pound.
A pound of goldfish crackers?
Yeah, it'd be 30 times 16 is 480. And then 60 minus 32, 480. So it'd be 4. What did I say about this? 2, 16, 32, 32, right. 48. So it'd be 4, 20. Hold on, anyways, we gotta focus.
Try to figure out the calories?
No! 28 grams of 1 ounce.
Oh.
So I'm rounding it to 30
Right.
times 16 is 480.
Right.
Then you take 480 minus 32.
Right.
Because you have 2 times 16 is 32. So that'd be 448.
Okay.
So there's 448 grams in a pound.
Where is this going? Okay, this is a weird road. All right, so what are you trying to do by doing that? What are you trying to figure
How
out?
many grams in a pound?
How many grams?
Yeah. Because we have 28 grams for 1 ounce. Times 16 is 480 minus 32. So there's 438 grams in a pound.
For what purpose?
I don't know, I'm just trying to use my brain instead of sitting over here in my fat butt in the car.
All right, so you're trying to figure out what though?
How many grams in a pound?
Oh, you're trying to figure out how many grams are in a pound.
Yes.
Why?
Because I'm bored.
Well, yeah, maybe. There might be another reason behind it.
I just know you're speeding.
No, I'm actually, okay, you're right. About 5 miles. There we
No,
go.
it was at 30. We're
Okay.
good.
We're good now, okay.
No, we're not good.
Okay, now we're there. But you're still trying to figure out grams to pounds.
I already figured it out. I told you it's 438 grams to a pound.
Oh, okay. So there's 438 grams per pound. And you're not thinking about eating a pound of goldfish. crackers. They're
Well,
goldfish
that'd
crackers.
be 130 calories times
How many bags would that be?
16.
16 bags of goldfish crackers.
And 130 calories.
Whoa, we're going to somebody's work. This is somebody's work at the distribution center. I guess tell them that we arrived. We're dropping off food to their work.
Is it 8201?
It's definitely 01. It says
8201.
8201.
We're 5 minutes early.
All right, let me see it. They'll probably be there. Okay. Tell them where they're going to be, or tell them where, like, we're arriving. You want to talk to them and see if they even pick up. Go ahead. Wait.
Been restricted or is unavailable. Please contact customer care.
What'd you do?
It went to voicemail.
No, it doesn't
I
go to
just sent a
voicemail.
message.
It's not going to
Oh.
voicemail. It does something different.
Okay,
Look,
I don't know.
be
Shh, I need you to
patient,
calm down.
okay?
I am being patient.
Look and listen.
Shh, I am. I can look and listen at the same time and fart.
To use has been restricted or is unavailable. Please contact customer care for assistance. Message NV401TN65.
That's weird.
I told you. Just send a text message.
Just hang on to it. I did. I put one that said we're here. Oh, I know how to do these. I know how to do them. When you go in, there's an area that you actually drop off the food.
Okay,
it's like a table.
Okay, I got you.
All right, so you want to go ahead and get the food from the trunk and then head to that area.
Calm down. All right, go to Make It Easy.
Make it easy.
Yeah, $4.
All right, let's sit real quick.
Oh, there's a prison in there. Man, you have to go on that thing here.
Right.
Max.
I got loss prevention and I got people hauling stuff right out in the front. Pretty funny. It's only loss prevention for certain people though. Yeah, they were taking something out of the place. Go ahead and just watch it turn by turn. They probably got the help from loss prevention. No license plate at the front. There's loss prevention. They do have a license plate there. That's probably $4,000 or $5,000 worth of equipment they were taking out of there. But they can do it, but other people can't, right? All right, let me see it.
Yeah, I don't feel like getting lost. I haven't got my camera. Hurry up and get mine. Nope, dining room's open. Cool.
You said the dining room is open?
Yeah, I saw somebody in there.
Chinese restaurant.
3 minutes early.
They have this little door that you open here to go in and get the food. Okay. So the other things are closed. It's pretty cool.
You have to have a car.
Alright, don't worry about it.
My car's big.
Hey, he's not always gonna have it. Alright. Then we just go
I wouldn't have any fear of you taking
here.
this pair of films, but it's autographed. And
then
this is where I
hit
legitimately
this one.
have
We have to do
these
it over
movies
and over
ranked.
again.
My next pick is a pair of
Direction again.
making of
we just keep on
biopic-ish
going.
films.
All right, so we're gonna try to go out that way, not use Apple, and try to go this way and see what we get. Go like this, and we go to this one, and we keep on. Now we can go through the actual GPS that's provided by Kia, who's made by Koreans. So we can actually do that to launch out the direction that we're going. When that manager is kind of difficult. I think he has some problems. But what we're going to do is go over here and we're going to put this address into the GPS, since it's either being hacked or spiritually hacked or whatever it is, okay? Because we do have backup, and that's going to be this GPS over here. Now I'm going to show you how to do that in just a minute. All right, so first we have to have the actual address, and hopefully they'll be able to read it right here. So let me get these old grandpa glasses on. My grandpa yet them. Now, we're going to go to this right here, which is map. Okay. And we're going to put an 8, because it starts with an 8. So we hit this, clear it, and we're going to hit 8, because it starts with an 8. Watch. Try it again. There's the 8. Then we're going to hit the next number, 0 and then 3, 9. So 0 and 3 and 9. Then we're going to hit this moon mist. That sounds like one that would come up. Moon and the word mist. Right, which is a circle on Fort Worth. We do have the address, and we don't have to mess with this thing that's being probably either hacked by that manager or whatever, because he wanted to talk to me. So he was talking to Linda, and then he wanted to talk to me. But I told him I was going to get it to the drive-thru, because he was being a little weird. Okay, now listen, here's another thing I want to stress. When you're talking to a couple, you always talk to the guy. You don't look at the woman. That goes for spiritual leaders in the church, ministers. So let's say you're talking to husband and wife during a wedding. You only talk to the man. Okay? Don't look at his woman. Just look at the man only. The woman's, that's why she keeps the veil over her face, and that's why she is to be for the man only. Because that can cause problems in the church. So don't stare at another man's woman in the eyes whenever you're trying to make some point about Genesis or Hebrew or Luke or Mark or whatever, you know, whatever kind of point, whatever kind of spiritual point you need to make. Don't drool over the guy's woman. Just look at the man. That goes for everybody in society. Always talk to the man. Don't talk to the woman. And don't look at her, because that can cause problems in society. All right? So you'll talk to the man in most cases. Now, if you have to, then just look away and don't look into her eyes, because I am the only one that will look into my wife's eyes, other than God, for real. So you'll just look away or look at the ground. All right, that's the proper behavior of a spiritual man or a man in the church. He's not to gaze over another woman, but his own wife that God has given him. Okay, just want to make that clear, that everybody understands that. So if you're to hand something to her, look at the ground and don't look at her beauty, which is in her eyes. Sorry. All right, just a little point I wanted to make.
In Berlin and possibly getting released in May, and Nouvelle Vague might premiere at Cannes in France and entirely in French, and as you would expect, in black and white. And I don't think those are the only Godard touches that Linklater will integrate into his movie. The only known commodity to me in the cast is the only American who's in the cast. That's Sarah Deutsch as Gene Seaburn. How about some of the other characters who are supposed to be in the film? There's Jean-Paul Belmondo, of course. There's Raoul Cotard, his famous cinematographer, Francois Truffaut, Claude Chabrol, possibly some other French New Wave luminaries appearing. Article that it not only changed the local industry, but it redefined what a film could be. So, like Spike Lee, we wanted to give the listeners something to grab onto, give the show some heft.
Just be generous.
Free picks, extra free picks. More of our most anticipated films of 2025 to come. A reminder that you can see all of our choices at filmspotting.net/lists.
We want to say thanks just for listening to the show. I think, Adam, you know, listening is probably the #1 thing anybody could do to support us. So thank you very much for taking the time and spending some time with us listening. There are a couple other things, though, you could do as well if you are interested. You can take a minute to give us a rating if you want to have a podcast or Spotify. Okay. It really doesn't matter.
So they're probably outside.
And you want to share this
probably out there.
20 years.
Did I say 34?
Give us some support as a review.
Look at the actual apartment.
I'm trying to.
Or I mean, I'm sorry, model numbers. I mean, mobile homes. Do you see any numbers on any of them?
Mm-mm.
What's that number say?
I don't see no number.
What number are we looking for?
34.
Okay. Oh, it said 38. That, you see what that one says? Can you see it?
No.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, there's 41.
Right. And that one's 43. Okay. So it's definitely going to be on the right-hand side.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because that was one. Okay. Oh, it's like a 181.
Don't say anything to anyone. Just be quiet. Okay. We're just dropping off the food to this person right here. Okay. Now you want to ask them. Just say, is it a DoorDash order? Just say that.
Are you waiting on an order? No, okay, gotcha. Thank you.
That says 31. So it's pretty much where they're standing. Yeah, they do this. Whether Dash knows about it, I don't know for sure if they do. That road is lovely right there. It's definitely going to be on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
Right.
Numbers.
Okay. So this probably has a number right here, which does, it's not listed. These are trailers, so they're kind of hard to read the numbers on. It's going to be on this side right here. That one says 171. Okay, so they're odd and even on the right side.
I saw 181 over there.
What does that say right there? Sometimes it's better just to kind of get out and just start looking. We'll start looking. Let me turn the light on.
That was 34.
Did she say it was 34?
Yeah.
Okay, then it was 34.
Black
They're
Cat
very,
was
very
on that
difficult
car.
to find.
Yeah, I know.
There is a way to do it. When I showed you earlier, there is a way to do it.
Make sure you confirmed it.
Right. You go through Google Maps, and there's a way you can do it. All right, so we've got all Fort Worth being busy right now, so we can dash along the way. So we're gonna choose a different area to do the last hour or so. And I'm gonna look at that in just a minute. All right, so I did choose Benbrook, and we are gonna dash along the way. And we are gonna go until 12. I'll try it again. There we go. Just give me a second. Okay, now we navigate.
It's probably been 20 years at least since I've watched Big Trouble in Little China.
Me too.
I gotta correct that.
But I did enough viewing probably in
To
the
last
80s
you
when
a
it came
lifetime.
out
Yeah.
to last me a lifetime. And I don't mean that in any way negatively. I
No.
loved
Oh, no.
the movie. Yeah. Maybe not surprising, a random film or filmmaker Tony loves is John Carpenter.
There you go.
And a movie she credits with becoming a cinephile is Eternal Sunshine. I was a brand new adult when it came out. Saw it in theaters at 18 during my first year of college. My movie tastes have changed and matured a lot since then, but Eternal Sunshine has been a constant favorite my entire adult life. Options this year. Right now, we are only writing in pen one of them. And
His 1961 student film, The Steamroller and the Violin, and we'll pair that, I think, on the same show with 1962's Ivan's Childhood. So neither of us have seen either of those films. Now, here's my first blind spot, and it's a big one. Andrei Rublev. I have never seen, Adam. I believe you saw this way back at the start of the show. That is Friday and Sunday. Next up in our marathon will be Stalk. Particularly because of the recency. It's an ever-evolving
yes.
idea of what those defining films are. So
Go ahead.